2019 was the year that many of us decided to start growing our hair out, so I thought it'd be interesting to look over the course of 2019, see how much my hair has grown, how it's developed, and discuss any setbacks I faced. Before we get into it, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy or find it helpful. Subscribe to keep up to date with the hair content. Without further ado, let's get into it. Despite this video being focused on 2019, I just want to dive back to mid-2018. So we're looking at summer 2018. I went for the most drastic haircut I've had in recent years. I went from a standard pompadour look to a cropped textured fringe. The reason why I wanted to mention this is because from mid-2018 to early 2019, I kept going for haircuts to get my haircut shorter to maintain a similar length. In fact, if we look at January 2019, you can see that I have a similar hairstyle, it's just a little longer at the front, so it gives me a little more versatility. I can slightly quiff it up, I can play around with it basically. I'm not limited to a cropped textured fringe. Moving onwards to February, I'm back in familiar territory, and I'm sure many of you who have been a subscriber for a long time on this channel might recognize this hairstyle. It's that classic pompadour which has been my standard go-to hairstyle for several years. I had no intention of actually growing my hair out at this point. I didn't know I'd be letting it get to this length. With that being said, you can see in this clip I've grown out my sides slightly. I'm not rocking a disconnected undercut, and that kind of set the trend for the rest of the year. I moved away from the disconnect undercut, and we saw a lot of other people do the same. Moving on into mid-March, you can see that the hair on the top has gotten slightly longer, so it's starting to slick it back almost. The sides have gotten longer as well, so the whole hairstyle itself is starting to look a lot more tonal. It's harder to distinguish between the sides and the top. Heading on into June, this is when I started uploading to this YouTube channel again, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with these types of videos. It was that young Leo, middle parting, messy, low maintenance type style. Again, this is something I definitely see myself going back to at some point in the future, maybe in the summer. We'll see. From June, July onwards, you can kind of see how my hair's developed just by watching my YouTube videos since then. I will say that I put in a good amount of effort to mask how long my hair actually was. A lot of you were really surprised when you saw my recent Instagram story of my hair tied up. You guys weren't aware that my hair was actually that long. With that being said, there really isn't a lot of footage from that time period, the last 4 or 5 months, and that's because I've entered a whole other beast of an awkward stage. The hairstyles that I'm aiming to do when my hair's longer is still a stretch away. However, the products that I would use for my everyday hairstyles are proving ineffective, so I can't style my hair as I normally would, but I can't style my hair how I would like to, so I'm just in a major awkward hat phase, as you can see. So yeah. So when we're looking at January 2020, this is roughly what my hair's looking like. My fringe falls below my chin, my sides aren't actually too far off now. They're maybe an inch or two shorter. In regards to tying my hair up, I can't quite get all of my hair into a bun. If I do manage it, it will fall out only a couple of minutes later, so I think I'm still a month or two away from being able to do that. My hair is almost definitely too long to style. So yeah, there have been a few things which I've picked up along the way, a few tips and tricks to kind of get through this stage, but I'm gonna leave that for next week's video. So again, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. It lets me know you guys like seeing these types of videos. But until then, I will see you all in the next one. Take care guys, bye bye.